And welcome back to an incredible series between G2 Esports and Mad Lions. Mad Lions on the cusp of Worlds, so close they can taste it, but in order to get there, they're going to need to take one more game off of G2 Esports. And for G2, it's about turning it around. They're going to need 2 wins in a row, uncontested, if they want to win this one.
So, I was doing some quick maths with Caedrel.
Yep.
In best of 5s alone, these two teams right now
including this series
are 10-10. How crazy is that?
They're actually 2-2. This could be the game of games that breaks the best of 5 of best of 5s and gives them a 1-game advantage.
but it's a best of 7.
Best of 5. Best of 7. Got more to play in the years to come. Maybe even in this playoffs, but it's time to find out. Now we head into picks and bans again. G2 will be on the blue side. Mad Lions will be on the red. What will change this time around? The LeBlanc was incredible every moment of the game, right up until she got hit back-to-back by gold cards and everything fell to pieces. Eyes on the mid lane, eyes on the top side of the map and across the board. See what these teams can bring to the table in Game 4.
Yeah, I think the biggest question is, does Wunder just keep going on these tanks? Because as much as it works, and of course they're blue side, you have to blind pick something.
Oh, look at that.
Tanks are always the fallback. Does he want to go for something more aggressive? Something like a carry to match Armut, right?
Yeah, I think that Wunder should be put in a better position, but it's really difficult because we've talked about it, right? When we were doing those mock drafts yesterday or the day before yesterday, we were talking about how when Armut gets counterpick, like what do you pick blinds? Like maybe put him on a Jayce, you give him a little bit more agency in that regard so that he can be more of a side lane threat. Look at this focus on the mid lane right now.
Humanoid is being shut down in draft.
Twisted Fate, Rise being removed.
And LeBlanc out,
and
so
LeBlanc.
now things like Control
Syndra,
may just come
Orianna.
up. Humanoid's Orianna, Syndra, Akali could come out.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe for Humanoid. But I think Xin Zhao is also standing out to me as a strong champion in this series. I think it's won every single game, and it just buys so much time in fights. You could see even in that mid-inhibitor fight, I think if you just cast your minds back when they were getting caught, Elyoya just ulted, and he was absolutely fine. Rekkles was hitting him, but he couldn't actually kill him, of course, because of the ultimate. But anyway, Viego still up, Lee Sin still up, Xin Zhao still up, all junglers available.
And was that game enough for Grabs to change his mind? Because we heard in the pregame interview with
all
Laure,
of Mad Lions just went, oh, and they're asking them, they looked at them.
I don't know if you saw that. He just looked across the hall.
Even Mac
He did the hands, he did the little hands.
He did the hands like, okay guys, what's up? That is, I missed in-studio games so much because of little things like that.
It's like the Call of Duty ones, they look at each other like, whoa!
Well, yeah, exactly. That's so, oh my, no, but look at, he's shaking his head, oh my god.
I told you guys, I can beat it.
Okay, so what's the priority here? Viego's in?
Kalista's up. Kalista is up as well.
Do you prio that though?
All junglers up, Kalista's up. Mad Lions, they maybe, if G2 pick Kalista, we could see a Draven.
Jayce.
Xin Zhao still up, maybe.
I don't think Mad Lions care about Jayce. They don't care. They're red side. I
think a really good rotation here for Mad Lions could be Xin Zhao, Syndra, but there could be an Ashe. We saw a lot of Ashe yesterday. Ashe kind of rising up 4 out of the 5 games yesterday. I think he was picked, but that's going to be locked in straight away. So Mad Lions
preparing for the Kalista maybe.
Pre-pick for the Kalista, yeah. Blind picking Ezreal or something might be rough, and maybe they don't want to pick mid just yet, so maybe it's just an AD jungle.
And certainly not the Ezreal that we've seen Carzzy kind of stray towards most of the time in these pick ban phases, maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable now that LeBlanc is not on the table, not something to be worried about alongside the Varus. See if that means the Mad Lions are going to play more towards the bottom side, or if they will continue to leave Carzzy on an island and allow him to use the utility of the Hawk Shot and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow to impact other lanes.
Maybe it's...
Oh, I guess they're not scared of the Xin anymore, because it's gone, right?
Yeah, Xin Zhao's gone, Viego's picked. Maybe they want Syndra Lee Sin on 3, but it's just going to be a Tristana match again from Rekkles, isn't it? Kalista's up, but like you said, this Ashe blind pick covers Kalista, and blind picking Ezreal gives them a free Kalista, right? So G2 take away the Syndra. Now, Mad Lions is just an Orianna to match that, or is it an Akali?
I mean, so far this is exactly the same draft that G2 got themselves last time around. Obviously, things are very different here for the Mad Lions. I'm thinking about what you could pair up with the Lee. With Rise gone, yeah, you don't have a huge number of options.
Looking at Orianna Akali, I think.
But, I mean, your prio mid is so... It's not good.
Well, Humanoid, despite 3 mid bans and Syndra picked, 4 taken away, he's happy to go to the 4-5.
Just keep banning mids.
You could keep banning mids for G2. There could be a lot of targets towards Humanoid here. They could ban out more control mages to shut him down. I think there's Azir, there's Akali, there's Orianna. There's a lot of options for him, but they're going to go for Braum, and you expect them to ban away maybe range supports. Rakan could be a good ban for Mad Lions, perhaps.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Remove the Rakan. We know that Mikyx is very comfortable on the champion as well, and it's a very good pick into the Braum, so just remove that option. I wouldn't be surprised if G2 chose to ban away Orianna and maybe Akali here. Echo is the other one I would even consider.
Oh, there's the Akali.
Okay, so they are going to remove the Akali. Maybe they want Humanoid on the Orianna. It depends. Like, I think the Humanoid is just as flexible as Caps is in terms of mid lane options.
Can we tell you a Mad Lions special? Orianna Wukong. Maybe
true.
that's something they go for if Orianna's up on 4 for Humanoid. GP banned away for the blind pick tops, and maybe Wunder goes back to tanks, but I really want to see him on a carry.
All right, I don't want to burst the bubble because I know you guys are excited for a more potentially explosive topside matchup, but do we just get the Gwen Tom Kench run back?
Oh, no, I don't think they do. I think they just ignore the Malphite.
Okay, Doinby.
I'm thinking, okay, but Malphite's good into Jax, Malphite's good into...
Jayce, could be a Jayce blind pick for G2, then Wunder would be on a carry. I think mid blind pick makes the most sense here because, well, not blind pick because they obviously show the Syndra, and then top lane, just like we talked about in Game 1 and Game 2, is where we're looking at. Are we going to see tank first Gwen? Are we going to see tank first tank? But it's going to be a Viktor.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that it's a very safe matchup into the Syndra. Obviously, you lose out on prio early, but you scale very well. This was a huge pick, actually, for Carzzy. The last time they played against G2, his Viktor was very impressive in that series. But let's now see the Jayce. Okay, so kind of going as we expected. They're giving a little bit more agency for Wunder.
Just gives Mad Lions a free Wukong, doesn't it? It's probably going to be a 5th pick Wukong here. They have Viktor Wukong into Jayce. Team fight versus 1-4. I think that's what we're probably going to see here now that the Malphite's banned away. G2 could have committed 2 mid lane bans, but then again, Viktor, Orianna, Azir, it's all the same. There it is, insta-lock. We expect Orianna Wukong, we got Viktor Wukong. I think they really should have invested into Malphite Wukong bans, especially against Armut if you're blind picking Jayce.
And maybe they were ready for it. Maybe they feel like Wunder can dominate that topside matchup, but a very different look now for G2 because he has been the weak side player this entire series. Now this game is going to be very different. He has the Jayce, he has the tools to get ahead in the early game because we know if they're even heading into the mid game, if they're even heading into the late game, we've seen what Armut's Wukong can do, especially in high pressure situations.
Yeah, so both compositions, Mad Lions, huge team fight. Huge team fight with Viktor, Wukong, Lee Sin can make plays, Ashe engage. G2, they can also match team fights. They have Rell, Syndra, Viego, Tristana, of course, very good team fighters, but Jayce needs prio. Jayce needs resources, and Jayce needs to be able to push waves, to be at the objective first to stop Wukong flanking. Slightly confused here for G2. You ban Laure, Malphite, but you give him Wukong into Jayce. Seems odd.
I mean, so kind of also looking big picture, I think that Game 1, G2 won. We talked a lot about draft diff. Like, Mad didn't have options. Game 2, they get agency, they win. Game 3, you have all these players that can make all these picks and go crazy. They're able to win again. And I feel like now you're almost giving them comfort. Yeah. They're our team fighting team. They are Europe's like one of the best, if not the best team fighting team. And now they're on a composition that just enables them to fight.
And the team fighting difference was what allowed them to win that Game 5 versus Rogue. It was clutch picks, intense moments, and now you're putting them into their comfort zone in an elimination game. If G2 lose here, Mad Lions are through, G2 get knocked down. Now they go to the upper end of our lower bracket, but still not the place that you want to be. You want to cinch worlds, you want to beat Mad Lions, you want to show that you are at top of the table. This is the big one. No more crazy level 1s. It looks like just a 5 members spreading across, trying to make sure that nobody gets cheesed. And it is a do-or-die matchup. Mad Lions, of course, can't afford to lose a game, but ending it here, ending it on 4, be so much easier for the night. Going to Game 5 is a lot of pressure.
The last time they played in spring, it was 3-1 to the Mad Lions. That was also the Karma series that a lot of people were obviously very critical of. But to me, I feel like the G2 have played pretty solid for the most part. I just think that Mad is just kind of playing that little bit better, in my opinion. I feel like that all across the board, every single player is having a great series. Armut, Game 1, sure, not the strongest performance, but Elyoya, Humanoid, even Carzzy and Kaiser. Like, Kaiser's engages have been nuts throughout this entire series. Like, the whole team, I feel like, is performing when Max said they would perform.
we were promised playoff Mad Lions, and we have received. It's the only trade deal meme that was 1-1.
I think the big thing is the keyword team. I think the G2 is doing really well individually. Solo kills, pushing in bot, having winning matchups, but as a team, Mad Lions just coming together and making it work in team fights. And now in this game, yes, G2 have pushing mid. Yes, G2 have pushing top. Mad Lions don't have that many options early, we have to admit. Their team fighting's great. The only real option they have is through bot lane right now.
It's going to be difficult. You can see Carzzy in the early game just has a lot of pressure. The volley on the waves as well as just the ability to harass from long range. He's even opted for the Hail of Blades here as opposed to something like the Lethal Tempo just to make sure that he can keep up with Rekkles in these trades. That said, Kaiser going wide on these first 2 Braum queues does make the lane a little bit easier.
They should have bot push though, and G2 should have top side push. Jankos starting bot side for the first time in the series because of the amount of top pressure that they have, because Wunder's on a carry. Caps should be able to contest mid push as well on Syndra. Trying to get the level up. We'll look for the stun onto Humanoid and we'll connect. And I think that it's on G2 to snowball this game. You have Cap, you have Syndra, you have Jayce. You need to snowball the game early, so the Wukong is behind, the Viktor is slightly behind. So going into these neutrals, you're ahead to make the team fight itself even based on how much control or gold difference you have.
Now, admittedly, it's not like G2 has the worst team fighting team ever, right? Like, they still have long range.
Yep.
They still have a very good engage with the Rell. We've seen how many times like that Magnet Storm can literally swing a fight. It's just when we think about execution, I think that it is just a little bit easier for Mad Lions to be able to execute on their 5v5.
Oh,
Caps.
forward, a bit of a whiff there.
He had a sphere on the ground and he tried to flash E the sphere to hit Humanoid. That's very hard to do. Caps doesn't manage to pull it off. Humanoid throws out an emote, and that could have gone really horribly wrong for Mad Lions because instantly flash into the stun. Jankos can follow and he will die. But in the end, he's going to lose his flash. Yes, Jankos will help him push out, and he will be able to base, but flash burnt.
Certainly not the start that they wanted. If that had been a little bit cleaner, we know what can happen when the Syndra gets ahead of the clock, and Humanoid already just wanted to sit comfortably in that lane, and now he's going to be able to do it even more so, as Caps is now flashless, making it potentially vulnerable to a gank to come in from Elyoya, as Elyoya has just been power farming this entire time, finishing another entire quadrant of his jungle while Jankos pushes out mid and secures a Scuttle Crab.
So Elyoya continuing to clear through his jungle. Will have cleared all of the camps right now. There are a couple pings coming towards that bot Scuttle, which you imagine he will make his way towards. Hitting that level 4, TP returns to mid lane. So nothing too crazy outside of that flash being burnt in mid. Both junglers, well, actually, Jankos a little bit behind as bot lane is forced to disengage.
Yeah, and I think that Humanoid TPing back, hang on a second, Mikyx will be able to get away. Humanoid TPing back was needed because Caps got the push out. Yes, he lost flash, but in the end, it's a trade flash for TP. Yep. So Caps has TP advantage to help out either side lane that needs it, but for now, game stable. And I think the game being stable and neutral and even is always slowly going to benefit Mad Lions the longer this game goes on.
And now you can see Elyoya using that pressure that he got from the earlier play. Because G2 whiffed, he gets some free time on the bottom side jungle. He's now laid down good vision on the bottom side to ensure that his bot lane can keep pushing, can stay forward, can keep Rekkles and Mikyx down. Alongside the Hawkshot now coming out, Mad Lions have the perfect tools to track G2 and Jankos specifically across the entire map.
Yeah, Jankos hasn't based yet though, so he is going to drop a ward on base, slightly behind in tempo of Elyoya because, like you said, the push out mid and helping out Caps a bit. So Elyoya is just going to full clear back down to bot. Armut sitting comfortably in top.
I just want to quickly draw attention to this vision that's hovering around the bot side of the map as well. You can see that these two wards sitting in the enemy jungle, the red sitting on the Krugs and also the red ward sitting on top of the Raptors, means that as these respawns come through, Mad Lions will have information on what Jankos is up to, and Elyoya knows he's going to be on the bot side, which means that a potential top side play is available.
Wunder has to be careful here now. He's burned a lot of his hammer form cooldowns. Now going to flash away. The Sonic Wave is going to connect. They're going to pitch for the follow-up. They're going to look to finish the job, but Wunder walking away, making it out from under the top.
Oh,
Flash
Armut.
forward from Armut. It's flawless
Triumph.
trading. Is it going to be enough? Not quite. 1 for 1 in the end.
Wave's good for Mad Lions though, so hang on. Mid lane fighting, Caps looking for Humanoid. No flash on Caps.
Trading, good damage, good stun, good follow-up, but that's all he has. No level 6 coming through quite yet.
Yeah, Wunder's going to TP back top. So gank goes to a 1-for-1. Both TP's top burnt, and Jankos again going to help Caps push out this wave. Humanoid will have to do the walk around, and Jankos just playing through mid here, trying to get towards the top side of the map.
So I think this is very good for Mad, wanting to try and make a difficult early matchup more favorable for Armut. The fact that the flash is now gone for Wunder once Armut hits level 6, he'll have a little bit more threat. You can see that Jankos using the prio that he has in mids to be able to steal away these Raptors. G2 doing what they can to try and find small advantages here and there, but I think in the long run, burning this flash in the top lane is really going to benefit this Wukong.
Yeah, I think Wunder was fine here, but because the Q from Elyoya connects when he ward jumps forwards, Armut just says, go for it. We have the damage to kill him, and in the end they did, but hang on, we might have a bot dive here. TP coming in from Caps.
Rekkles and Mikyx can fish for the setup. Tristana could jump forward and try to find the stun, but for now they're just playing for plates. Jankos coming in. Elyoya is already here, however. Kaiser could be the one in trouble, but he's going to try to leap back to the safety of the tower, and that's the ulti going in, but not quite enough to finish the kill. G2 burning a lot of resources. They're not really trading anything back. Humanoid still waiting in base, it would appear. Now the rest of the Mad just have to try and escape. That's going to be at least 1 kill now picked up. G2 finding the first one. Now Elyoya is going to be in trouble. Elyoya getting burned down. All of G2 living. No. 1 kill traded back as Mikyx will fall. But overall, a solid dive for G2 Esports.
Yeah, really good dive. It's a 2-for-1, but both kills went to Mikyx, which is not the best target to give the kills over to. But you crash the wave, you get summoners out of the bot lane of Mad Lions, and that's the snowball effect right there. Jankos going mid early. Even though Caps lost his flash, he got TP advantage. The TP advantage goes towards bot, so G2 get themselves an early gold lead.
Of course, Jankos was able to steal away his fabled Braum A pick that he is famous for worldwide.
And his Syndra.
Any old school Jankos followers will definitely get that joke.
It's not even, it's like 2 years ago. Armut now going in though, that's the level 6 on the Wukong that we talked about. Second stack of ult up and available, but a very low Wukong. The knockback now coming in. Elyoya should be able to finish this one. Dodge on the Sonic Wave would be big, but Elyoya doesn't even need it. Mikyx here, but it's not quite enough because Kaiser's here as well. Crash down over the wall. Coming in the second. Blast cone there as well. Elyoya fishing, maybe 3 stacks on the concussive blow. They should be able to finish this kill. Caps is now moving up, but Humanoid can stop him if he wants to. Syndra in the area. Mikyx now going to fish for the stun. He has someone to mount up with. Mikyx should go down here. Just waiting on the next kick cooldown. 3 stacks again. Mad. Wow. Don't want to push any further. Very close exchange, and if Elyoya takes this, he will probably die to Jankos. All right.
I'm surprised that Mikyx just held onto his flash that entire time. Great patience coming out from him. Does end up being Elyoya who loses his flash there. But now, I like the fact that Mad is attacking the top side of the map. They're really trying to shut Wunder down and get Armut as far ahead as possible because G2 is committed to attacking the bot side of the map. Now, Caps very low.
Running away from the Gravity Storm here.
Rekkles.
Chaos Storm, rather, is Rekkles. Now going to be locked up there. Briefly stunned, but not quite in tower range. Means he's going to be all right on that one.
Yeah, I think
push out mid.
Everyone's just fighting for Herald here. Everyone's trying to fight each other to force them out. Humanoid's forced out in the end. Rekkles is going to go back and catch bot wave, you would imagine. But the arrow might stop Caps. It might kill him as well. It goes a little bit wide. And in the end, no one's
for Jankos.
Gonna hit Jankos? No, it's not. But I think
observers, please.
The big thing here is you can see the power of the Wukong into Jayce already. Level 7 was able to kill him almost solo, but Elyoya comes and finishes it off. That's only going to get worse for the Jayce unless he can get ahead of the Wukong, especially when it comes to the side lane.
Exactly, and he is not getting ahead of the Wukong right now. He is being put very far behind. The Mad Lions are doing a great job of finding advantages that way. Small thing, notice that Carzzy actually moved into Fog of War before he fired that arrow. And I think he assumed that Caps had taken a couple more steps back before actually hitting that recall. So it doesn't actually find anything. The ultimate will be on cooldown for now, but the gold dead even. Can we actually have a quick look at the gold observers, see where it's sitting on right now? Bot lane slight advantage for G2, mid even, jungle advantage for Mad, and a top lane advantage, whereas all the support advantage for G2.
Yeah, I think the map's in just a little bit of an odd state for G2 right now. Caps is bot, Rekkles is mid, so AD and mid are swapped. Humanoid can TP mid, Carzzy can run top side, so I think Herald should be free for Mad Lions. Caps no TP, he's stuck in bot, and Carzzy's grouping up. Yes, they will lose these bot waves, you can see going towards the tower, but they should be able to force the Herald, force Wunder off these top waves, and that's their win condition, shutting down the Jayce.
And you can see, as good as the early laning matchup was, Armut with that Wukong passive on top of just having a few more items under his belt. So much armor, negating a lot of that lethality. The trade's so easy for him now. Wunder was pushing earlier, but now it's Armut rather in total control, freeing up Elyoya to take this Herald uncontested.
Yeah, if you can bring up the minimap, Vedius, you can see it's a complete split cross map. Jankos on Drake, Elyoya on Herald. Rekkles able to push in bot, Mad Lions using bot waves. Mad Lions pushing in top, and then G2's losing out on top wave. So it's a complete split map. Wukong's getting ahead, Tristana's getting ahead, and it's just a complete trade-off. They should be able to herald this top tower if they want to take it down, but Rekkles on Tristana can take down towers pretty easily. I can see you're pressing buttons, but it's not coming on the screen, but that's what's happening regardless. Humanoid might be in trouble here.
Throwing out the ultimate now. Oh, that's a clincher, but he is going to make it out of that one as the Herald is now immediately used on the top side. Ulti already gone, though, means he can't really afford to step up to that wave. Cap should be able to grab at least one tower play, but that's top lane tower down, and that means Armut's now free flash forward. Again, Caps finding a big kill on the Humanoid.
Another solo kill for Caps. He knows he had no flash, and he does punish him. Wunder was around to chunk him out in Elyoya's top side, so it's a five-man unit of G2 on this bot side of the map. Mad Lions zoned off bot waves. They're going to lose this tower eventually. Yes, Mad Lions get this top tower first, but that solo kill means that they can play on 2 lanes.
Caps really stepping up this series, doing everything he can to try and keep G2 in it and bring them to a game 5. More gold is being funneled onto Armut.
I don't think Wunder.
Surely they can dive this. He has ult.
They're going to get 600 gold now picked up, split between the 2 members, 650 rather. Massive. And again, look at the difference between top laners. It is huge. Armut's going to go back and finish his item, no problem, and that's going to be a big problem now that he's free to get out of the top side of the map.
Yeah, this Jayce is really far behind. I think he's going to lose out on side lane. Will be useful in teamfights in a way if he can poke out the carries of Mad Lions, but he needs more resources. And it's a deja vu of last game. Mad Lions able to take 2 towers in top once again for Armut.
Look at how rich he is right now. 5.5k gold. He is a very strong Wukong, having that Divine Syndra completed. He is the first one, alongside Elyoya, to complete their mythic items. And part of it comes back to Mikyx getting those 2 kills earlier on in the game. G2 not quite having the money where they want it.
But again, I want to bring us back to why Armut might pick the Wukong. Because this man, you may remember it from other series. You may remember that it gets banned away from him.
Oh boy.
But you might not know that he's 7-0. He's got a sick KDA, and he might just look to start a fight right here. As he does, he's starting to spin. He's got a second stack on the ult as well. Cap's now getting isolated, getting taken out. He uses the ulti, but he can't quite finish Kaiser. Now Elyoya could look to follow up, could look to go in on a Rekkles, but Mikyx now trying to turn it with the engage. Carzzy over the wall, not in a position to auto-attack. Elyoya running for his life, but Armut continues to push forward. When his cooldowns come back up, he should surely find another one. Rekkles running for the hills, and Armut just popping off.
The Mad Lions are just finding good skirmishes, and they're continuing to extend their lead. We talked so much in the draft about how they have this powerful team fighting comp, but they're also finding great engages in the early game, playing a lot through top, bringing their top laner down into mid and trying to catch G2 off guard. They're finding themselves more kills, they're finding themselves more plates. This game is quickly getting out of control for G2.
Yeah, it's going to get worse and worse. Humanoid's getting bot plates as well, so all these team fighting champions of the Viktor, you know, the Wukong, all getting resources. Rekkles tried his best to clean the fight up, but he doesn't have a mythic. Like you said, the only ones with it is the top jungle of Mad Lions, so that fight slightly one-sided. Kaiser does live on 1 HP. Elyoya gets away, and maybe if Caps got the kill onto Kaiser, there was a world where maybe G2 could turn, but Caps, at the start of the fight, great movement, dodge out of the Ashe arrow. But from there, when you have no flash and there's a Wukong on top of you, you can't get away.
No, he tries to get the damage down onto Kaiser. One more hit and they actually would have been able to do it. But then you can see here, Rekkles, he tries to get the damage down onto Elyoya. He doesn't have his bomb available to him, so instead he just uses the ultimate to try and finish him, but then the shielding comes through. And he's able to not get that kill. So many low health members on the side of Mad, a little bit more damage, and G2 may have been able to get a couple more kills off the back of that, but they end up falling short, and they find themselves 2k gold behind.
And while we have a brief lull state in the game, I don't want to sound too much like a broken record here, but again, Armut showing up in this series, rough split. This man found some solo kills in week 8. He was looking good, but a lot of the season he was a bit of a question mark. His champion pool, often something that's held against him. It might not be a big pool, but it's a damn good pool. He gets a Gnar ban this game. He goes to his next best pick in the Wukong, and he is doing work.
Oh, everything misses. Braum Q, Ashe arrow, Lee Sin Q. Oh, Mikyx just broke them all their ankles.
That was, you know, like in the Matrix when Neo does the thing? That's just what Mikyx did right there.
Mikyx didn't even have vision of them.
The bullets just went around him.
And now he has to run. Disengage coming out, but Jankos going over the wall. He's trying to finish off Kaiser. The kickback comes in. Cap stunned off to the side. That's going to be ulti coming in. Mikyx now in the fight as well. Armut's going to be big, but Mikyx trying to buy as much time as he can. Cap's isolated from the rest of the team. In goes Armut, and it's big. The knockback comes in from the Jayce, but Armut going to finish the kill anyway. The extra range on the Q, making it work, and Mad Lions taking yet another skirmish.
Yeah, this is only going to keep getting worse. How does G2 deal with this Wukong? Caps needs to kill him because he has the AP damage, because this Wukong has a lot of armor. But if he's not around or he can't push him away, then this Wukong's just going to clean up. Rekkles will have to jump away. Wunder is not that strong right now when it comes to team fights unless they're poked out. And Mad Lions getting the better hand of fights again. Mad Lions face checking. G2 the one starting up this play, but Armut's TP saved the fight.
So, you can see that Mad Lions looking to try and disengage here. Mikyx's on his way through, and then the TP comes in. And this is what splits the fight up, because Mikyx actually goes in for the engage, but then there's no real follow-up. The Gravity Storm disengaging from the back line, the then hard commit from Armut flashing onto the back, and Mikyx, you can see he's left completely isolated. He's done what he can on the Rell, but he's now, if there's no follow-up, he's going to die.
Yeah, Rekkles wasn't there. Caps was on the other side of the fight, so he couldn't impact and stop the Wukong. And yes, G2 have knockbacks for this Wukong. They have Tristana ult, they have the Syndra E, they have the Jayce E. They can knock him away, but if they're not together, they can't sync it up. They don't want to stack, but they want to make sure they're in range of each other to be able to deal with it, deal with the Wukong together. They're going to get this dragon. They're going to have 2 dragons, but now Mad Lions, almost a 3k gold lead. They're winning out on side lanes when they shouldn't. They're winning out on fights because their comp does that, and if they win this game, they're going to the World Championship.
And it brings up a really interesting topic, because for the longest time, G2 were given the benefit of the doubt. Regardless of how they perform, regardless of how they actually were able to stack up against their opposition in the regular season, teams always gave them the benefit of the doubt. But Mads don't have that. They're still often considered the underdogs. They're still doubted. So many people, everyone on the analyst desk predicted G2 to win. On Euphoria, I predicted G2 to win.
I predicted G2.
I predicted Mad.
You did predict Mad. But the point is that so many people don't give them that benefit of the doubt. They don't believe that a shaky regular season will result in a strong playoffs performance. But at what point do you have to give them that benefit of the doubt? Because they are stepping up in playoffs.
And at what point do you have to question G2?
I mean, and the thing for me is, we'll find out when to question G2. Missing Worlds would be catastrophic, but for Mad Lions, as they set up for this fight, see what they can do to just close this one out. They've been steadily improving as a team. While they don't have the consistency of a new team like Rogue, they always find that explosiveness. They find their moments when it counts. And we look back at the people who have won. I think people look at Mad like they look at Alliance. Again, Caedrel would call it a fish in a pan. Most people would call it a flash in a pan. That's a one-time thing. But now you see this series. Again, one of the only teams in our league to have such a close head-to-head record with G2 across all of their iterations. Now they are fighting for a second title and potentially knocking G2 down to the loser's bracket with a win here.
Okay, well, this is the game that decides it. If G2 can pull it back, it will go to Game 5. But for now, Mad Lions in control. And like we said in draft, they can wait. They can afford to let the game slow down. They'll only get stronger and stronger with Viktor, Wukong, Ashe. They scale very well. G2 are the ones who need to force things. Caps trying to find something already. There's no objective here for Mad Lions to contest. There's a bot tier 2, which they should be able to get there in time to wave clear. And G2 trying to force forwards, trying to get some vision. Mad Lions have all the tools they need. They can wave clear bots. They have a Herald if they want to crack open mid-tier 1 when they get some control. And Humanoid just keeps pushing out side lanes. Upper level on Caps. G2 grouping on this bot tier 2. Maybe they can find something.
We look for the stun here. Won't quite find the immediate connect. Important to note, Armut. Yes, he has Ninja Tabbies. He has the Wukong passive, which is going to give him a lot of armor, but he's very vulnerable to magic damage. There is a world where Caps can knock him low or knock him out before a fight starts, and this game instantly gets easier for the side of G2 Esports. But for now, they need to respond to these waves getting pushed into the top side. They are giving up gold just to try to make something happen here in the bottom lane.
TP top to catch the wave. Mad Lions are cheering and laughing because they know that G2, there's no play to be made here. They have to back off. They have to TP top and catch wave. Mad Lions playing a waiting game. The only thing that's scary for Mad Lions right now is the Dragons. They need to make sure they can test this third Drake, but they're all towards the bot side. They have the vision now, and I think Elyoya can put this Herald down mid because Humanoid's around. Armut should be able to push bot and move towards top, or they can go for this bot tier 1. A lot of gold on the map for them to choose from, and G2 try to find plays, but eventually you run out of time, and when you run out of time, you have to give up the control.
Exactly that. Mad continuing their momentum. They push in the top wave. Now they have the right set on the bot one. They're going to secure themselves another tower, continue to extend the gold lead, and Mad continue to hold control. Mikyx going to dash out of that one.
The flash as well.
Will be forced to flash there.
If he gets stunned, he has no Merc Treads, and then the ultimate from Ashe would come out as well. They still have a Herald. Mad Lions could move bots right now and force G2 out of their jungle to play for this tier 2. Wunder's there in time, so maybe he can clear the wave. But if that Herald connects, that bot tier 2 is easy pickings for Armut.
Pushing in. Just going to do a bit of damage, not going to be able to finish the tower. And important to note, in previous games, they had the luxury of Mikyx on an engaged support and Wunder on a tank to face check, to take control back in areas where they might not have the vision. In this game, it's just Mikyx. If Wunder walks into a bush, he is going to die. And that makes coming back in this game so much harder for G2 Esports.
It's such an impressive performance from the side of Mad Lions. The consistency that they're showing, the level that they're stepping up. The Drake is going to be spawning in about a minute's time. You imagine that this is an objective that they're quite happy to look to contest. You can see a lot of items being completed for the side of the Mad Lions. G2, they do have 2 items now finished on Rekkles. So perhaps they're feeling pretty confident in their ability to fight as well. It looks like the Mad, with their numbers advantage, will be able to gain control over the wave and then make their way into the river, as Elyoya is doing a quick reset as he wants to get that Steraks.
Yeah, when it comes to fights, if G2 can poke them out, if Rekkles can get away far enough to be able to hit Elyoya, if Caps can deal with Armut, there's a world where they can melt through this front line of Mad Lions. But they have so much AoE. They have Braum ult, they have Viktor ult, they have Wukong ult, but I see that TP ward Vedius. Is that the one you're looking at?
That is the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, Armut can TP to that ward on bot lane. You can't see it because it's not showing on the screen, but there's a ward and they're pinging. You see that question mark ping on the bottom next to the tier 2 tower, just above it, of G2. They're sitting in the jungle. Maybe Mad Lions can get a mid-tier 1 and then move into this Dragon Pit afterwards. Baron's up as well, so they could threaten the Nash. G2 have to be a little bit responsive here and be careful not to lose too much. Mad Lions are dropping the Drake. They're just going for the push. They're not taking the fight. They know if they take a fight and lose, they could lose the Ocean Dragon and Nash perhaps as well. So just get more gold. Fight the 4th one.
Oh, wow.
Maybe they even have time to contest this. They could walk into there, but I think G2 should be able to secure it before they get there.
Walking to Cap, certainly a difficult prospect. He's burned now most of his cooldowns. Maybe they can feel a bit more comfortable to approach, but in the meantime, it's being absolutely shredded. Yes, G2 may not have tanky members, but they have more than enough damage to burn through that Drake. That's going to be the 3rd Drake. It sets them up for Soul Point. But
Mad
that's
Lions.
the ward.
Here's the TP. It's on the opposite side on their own map to flank G2. G2 are stuck in Mad Lions' jungle.
Armut coming in on the backside. Mikyx now going forward, but they all flash out of the gauge immediately. Mikyx's going to be already dead. Armut just biding his time.
Oh, Rekkles is hit!
Collapse on the pincer, but it will not work. Armut's still doing so much damage off to the side. Rekkles leaping over the wall, right into the Wukong. Armut out already, but Elyoya now looking to finish up. Armut started the game, and Mad Lions are looking to finish it. Mad Lions shredding through the fight. Jankos switching for a reset, but he will not find it. Carzzy killing Wunder. Mad Lions obliterating G2.
5-0, Mad wipe G2 off the map. The Baron is alive. They do not care about the Drakes, and they use their own tower to flank G2, herding them into the jungle for the slaughter to occur. Beautiful team fight from Mad Lions. The game is nothing but theirs.
Yeah, and just looking at the fight, look at so many things to keep your eye on. The arrow hit Rekkles. The second the arrow hits Rekkles, it's just over from there because then Kaiser can flash forward. So Mikyx tries to buy time. Arrow hits. Kaiser flash ultimate and then watch Elyoya on the follow-up. What he does is when Rekkles gets over the wall, he Q flash Rs. Watch the Elyoya here. Q into flash R and then he just gets an instant one-shot combo onto him. Carzzy's fine against Wunder in the 1v1. 5 for Row. Mad Lions have everything they need for this game 4.
I'm just blown away by this incredible team fight. Again, Armut, if he goes in a little bit too early, he gets died. They kill him before the fight even starts off. Mikyx goes in, they all back off. They play with so much respect. Even with such a big lead, they respected everything G2 could have done in that fight and shut it down.
Yeah, Mad Lions, macro to perfection. Yes, they dropped the Drake 2 towers and then chase G2 in their own jungle, TP behind on their own tower, and then 5-0 them for Nash. Now, Mad Lions sitting on almost, an 8k gold lead right now. They win on side lanes. They win in fights. G2 have to clutch it out. They have the Ocean Soul in 3 minutes. There's a world where you can steal it, you can clutch it, and that could turn this gold lead, depending on how the fights go. But someone needs to step up, someone needs to clutch it, and G2 are notorious for being able to do it.
I mean, the situation that they're in is a difficult one. G2 are going to have to find some miracle fight because you already see how difficult the fights are. I mean, I feel bad for Mikyx because every time he goes in, there's just no follow-up. The other thing we didn't talk about was Viktor W. The Rell ults in, Viktor W behind. Oh, you can't follow.
There's so much zone control. Viktor W, Viktor ult, Braum ult, the Lesion kick, the Ashe, the Wukong ult. There's so many things. If Mad Lions stay grouped up, G2, even with flank options, there's not that much to look at. Tier 3 sieges would be difficult, but Mad Lions feel comfortable to force it.
They can probably just dive. They have the Ashe arrow. They have Armut, who's level 14.
Pushing in 2.5 items. That Wukong certainly very, very strong. G2 know that if they mess up another fight, if they make another mistake, if they get caught again, the game will end for Mad Lions. The series will end for Mad Lions. They will secure a spot at Worlds, and G2 will be knocked down to the losers bracket. Massive stakes here in what could be the final moment of the series.
Mad Lions get bot inhib. They're going to push in mid. Armut's based. So it looks like that'll be it for now. G2 need to not make sure they don't face check this. Mad Lions so far ahead in gold. The draft is going to be really hard for G2 to pull it back. 1 minute 40 on the Dragon. If Mad Lions get that, they buy themselves 5 minutes and they have enough control to be able to close it out. So G2 backs against the wall here.
And I mean, it's just like, who do you even target out? Like you talked about it, there's no been real standout individual. It's just so many different players. The whole team from Mad Lions have just been working so well together. 4, 1, and 7. 11 of the 12 kills that Mad have gotten, Elyoya has been a part of. Heavily investing towards the top side. Armut in the team fights, stepping up for the last 3 games, including this one. Carzzy and Kaiser typically playing towards the bot side, but like 3-0-4 Carzzy. Like this man has been repeatedly dived, attacked, and he's only gotten better at soaking it each game. And then you've got Humanoid. Has he died in the side lane once this game?
He did get solo killed twice, though.
He did? Okay. I'll give you that one. That's a good point. Cap's definitely, on the individual level, really stepping up.
I think you're right. Even if G2 get onto this Ashe, she's so tanky with the Wit's End and with the shield bow. Anyway, Mad Lions are going to push in mid, keep G2 in their base, 40 seconds on the Dragon. What they want to do is keep G2 in their base and then move to the Dragon. Make sure they kill it before G2 can answer. And I think if G2 want to be able to contest it, it's either a pick or try to catch someone off guard by just full-on engaging in their face. Mikyx has flash to do so. Armut's based, and he has TP up soon. You can see he's standing in base. He's not moving. He's waiting for his TP, and Mad Lions are putting down wards for him. If G2 walk towards this Dragon, he's going to come on behind them again.
And maybe it all comes down to a flip on this Ocean Drake. G2 holding on to hope that they can steal away the soul. And in the past, when it has come down to a coin flip, it feels like G2 have always found a way to make it come up heads. But that aura of infallibility, the indestructible G2 has broken this year, and it may break again in this series versus Mad Lions. Worlds on the line. G2 nearly routed here in this 4th game. Certainly desperation is the name of the game. If they can find a single opportunity to get their way back, it will not be enough. They will need to win fight after fight after fight. They will need to wait for the next Ocean Drake if they want to try to go for soul, because Elyoya will take this one uncontested.
Yeah, Mad Lions going to get this Drake. And I think Nash is on the cards as well. Mad Lions can't force too much. They have flashes coming up soon, though, so if they group up and go for a 5v5 dive, that could be a plausible play, but I think the safest play is always to wait for Baron. 1 minute 40 on that. Once you secure that, once you force G2 to walk up and try to contest that, you can just go for the fight. And if they don't walk up and contest, then you can go for the siege. Mad Lions just making sure G2 now, instead of bot side for Dragon, they're going to go top side, push them out, keep them in their base. G2 are running out of options.
Arrow goes in, Caps again, clean movement to dodge away from that one. Kaiser, as he steps too far forward, it does not look like it. Massive wave on the bottom side, super minions pouring in, double TPs available for Mad. G2 know a single wrong decision, and they could just as quickly get backdoored as lose a 5v5 fight.
Armut is continuing to push in the top wave. It's just a waiting game right now. Like, neither team can really force anything at great risk to their own, well, the outcome of the game. So you're waiting for these big objectives to spawn. We've been talking a lot about it. You can see the vision control so much in the favor of Mad Lions. They've got all this deep vision littered everywhere.
Yeah.
They've got it bot side, they've got it top side. It's just, and a lot of those are just like, what, ghost wards? That are just kind of, or zombie wards rather, that are just remnants of their earlier vision when they were setting up control around the Drake. Like, the amount of control that Mad Lions have ready for this Baron is forcing G2 to come and face check them.
It's not even the wards as well, it's the lanes as well. With the minions pushed in, you're showing on lanes, Wunder showing bot, Cap showing top, so now Mad Lions, G2 have to ask themselves a very big question here in this match point with Mad Lions being so far ahead. And that question is, are we contesting this Baron, guys? Because if they do, Mad Lions are going to pincer them, and if they don't, they're going to start sieging afterwards. So, big decision to be made. G2 look like they're in position to group up. They're pushing in mid. We'll see if they do it, because 20 seconds left on this. Mad Lions are going to start it up on spawn for sure.
I think Rekkles wants to try and wait for Infinity Edge. I think that they won't want to fight before that. Remember that, like, we're only 27 minutes into the game. Caps doesn't have a second item.
Yeah, that's true.
G2 is just too weak. I don't think they can fight. I just think they're too weak.
They're going for it though. I think they have to contest it. Once they drop this Baron, that's it. Mad Lions can force and siege and dive and do whatever they want, but no. Looks like they're giving it up. Their only hope is 2 minutes, 50 seconds from now, and it's the Dragon. Mad Lions. The only way G2 can get that Dragon is if they drop the ball, but they seem to be in control and they seem to be playing this game very patiently, very decisively, and they don't want to give G2 a single inch.
So I think Rekkles needs, what, 20 gold more for his Infinity Edge? And I think this is going to be it. Wow, Caps is so poor. 8.7k total gold.
But even with IE, look at the amount of armor on Mad Lions. Caps is going to be the one who
yeah.
has to kill the Wukong.
I mean, I'm pulling it, you know, I'm doing what I can here, kid.
I mean, a rabbit out of the hat is the thing.
Exactly.
You need a miracle, you need magic, you need something that is beyond the game of League of Legends to find this one, because in terms of gold, in terms of raw stats, maybe they can find something. Mikyx waiting in the darkness, fishing. Hoping to find it. Jankos off to the side. Wunder split from the team for now. Mikyx going in, but again, all the flashes are up. They immediately punish with the gravity field, as called out by Vedius. Caps forced to flash away before the fight even starts. Mad Lions now pushing into the base, and it might just be a victory lap. G2 doing what they can, but Armut already breaking the top side of the map. Mad Lions ushering in, guiding in that cannon minion just to break the base even further.
Yeah, but there goes G2 support. If Mad Lions want to play this cleanly, they just take mid inhib, they take top inhib, and they take bot inhib. Maybe they can look for an end. Mikyx up in 20, but he doesn't have flash or ultimate anymore, so there goes any form of engage. Mad Lions, the arrow should be up soon. Yes, Humanoid used ult, so they're lacking a couple of ultimates. But I think G2 just don't have enough gold. They don't have enough firepower to be able to deal with Mad Lions right now. 2 inhibs down. Armut's pushing top. Bot inhib's gone. I think top inhib's going to fall soon as well.
Looking to press across the board. Jankos stepping forward. Armut definitely still a force to be reckoned with.
They have to defend this top inhib.
Trying to get as much space. Jankos now going forward, but has to be careful, taking a lot of damage just to try to defend this tower. It's already broken. The last inhibitor, if it's taken down, double super minion waves crashing into the base surely would be the end of G2. Desperation. One final fight, one final moment. Armut knocked back, a bit of poke. Kaiser there to body block. Mad Lions taking their time. Again, patience has been the name of the game. They do not want to give anything to the side of G2 Esports. Elyoya split for the team. Jankos now stepping forward. Carzzy with no mana. Maybe he can finish the job. Maybe he can find the reset, but Humanoid ready. Humanoid ready to punish. Carzzy now on a rampage. G2 falling apart. Armut into the backside, and that might just be it. They're getting knocked back. That's the second proc. That is the Wukong. That is Elyoya into the backline, but Rekkles finds the kill. It might not be enough. He leaps out to safety. It is 3 members strong, standing in Mad and G2. They entered today 2-2 in the best of 5s, but here it is Mad Lions that will reign supreme in the 5th. They will lock world for themselves. They will donate Rekkles a kill as a consolation prize, and they will move up to base rogue.
What an impressive series from Mads. They had 2 dominant games, and the game that was close, I felt like they shouldn't have been able to win, but they were able to find so many fantastic picks. They played to the strengths of their comp, and every single player stepped up. This is the playoffs Mad Lions we were promised, and they delivered.
Yeah, I think Game 3 was a huge turning point after Mad Lions made that comeback. Mad Lions looked in control from start to finish in this Game 4, and G2 coming into playoffs in the upper bracket looked like they were in top shape.
Oh yeah.
8-1 in the second half of the regular split. They looked like peak G2 were backing away. But now you ask yourself, Mad Lions, are they just hitting a new peak? Is G2 failing in playoffs here again? Are they going to clutch it out in the lower bracket? There's still a lot of questions to be asked here in the playoffs.
Has someone finally surpassed G2? Not just in a state of form, not just temporarily, but forever. Is this Mad Lions just ahead of the curve? It is 5 best of 5s. For now, they reign supreme. Maybe they get a shot at a rematch, but today, Mad Lions champions of this one.
And we're getting a finals rematch. And you know what? G2, depending on how the lower bracket goes, G2 versus Fnatic is a real possibility.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely is.
For the final world spot.
But again, as a loser's bracket match, not the peak Kings match,
Nope.
not the two teams at the top of the table, the ones falling behind, the teams above them. But I'm going to be honest, as much as I'm worried for G2 and Fnatic, I am even more nervous for Rogue. They looked lost yesterday. Misfits absolutely played out of their minds. They're going to be needing a few more Viego pentakills against a team like this. Kia player of the series at LEC on Twitter. I know who I'm voting for, but let us know what you prefer. Armut, Elyoya, Humanoid, the top side of Mad Lions. Everyone could have deserved it, but we only picked 3.
I think what he said is so true. We might be facing a world where it's G2 versus Fnatic for the final world spot in Europe.
Maybe. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. But like, our rookie teams, like, they've become top dogs in Europe now. It is Rogue and Mad Lions that stood at the top of Europe. And of course, there is the possibility for G2 to make the lower bracket run. They've done it before. But these two teams right now sit at the top of Europe.
And teams might be worried for Europe at Worlds if G2 and Fnatic might not make it, because one of them's not going to make it. One of the G2 and Fnatic's not going to make it. But Mad Lions
This team looked good.
This team looked good. They took Damwon to 5 games. So maybe it might look on the outside that EU might be doomed at Worlds or doomed at international events without these teams or whatever, but this looks like a new, these teams look great.
Yeah, playoffs Mad Lions, certainly a different beast. Now we're soon going to hear from Elyoya before Kaiser joins us in the LEC post-game lobby, so don't go anywhere. More League of Legends content coming at you.
The planet and us are connected. We share its veins. We can continue to clog them, or do something about it. By using millions of recycled plastic bottles in our new generation of durable washer and washer-dryer tubs, we reduce plastic waste from leaking into nature's veins. Discover Beko's eco-tub washers and washer-dryers for healthy living on a healthy planet.
Welcome back to the LEC Mad Lions defeat G2 Esports, and with that, they earned their ticket to the World Championship. And Elyoya, thank you so much for joining me after the game. How was today for you? Because in Ready Check, I remember that most of people rooted for G2, expected them to win. What were the expectations coming in today?
I mean, we expected to kind of have same series as last split. We expected to have a win. I wouldn't say dominant, but to like come on the winning side. And yeah, I think it went as how we expected.
You versus G2 is becoming a classic in the LEC, I feel. How hyped are you whenever there's this matchup coming?
I mean, I think it feels like really good to play G2 Rogue. Like, to be honest, even like any team right now, to play any BO5 against them, it just feels way better than playing let's say regular season or anything. Just feels like playoffs are just a different pace or whatever. It's just really good.
Playoffs, best of 5, I mean, that's what we love the most in the end in League of Legends. And this series was actually interesting. It feels like the classic Mad Lions series in the way you guys ramping up slowly. I was watching at the player scans actually during the last game, and I saw all of you smiling. So talk me through the last game, how confident you were about taking it.
I mean, we had Armut and Wukong, so we were pretty confident, let's say. Like, from draft, he was already saying this game is his game to shine. So we kind of know, like, we're feeling pretty confident. And as the game was going along, I think we got some pretty good leads, and we thought they were misplaying some, like they were doing some misplays and like doing some weird things. So we were pretty confident during the whole game.
Tell me more about Armut, also about the reaction I saw during the draft phase, because they banned Laure during the last game, which is not something I was expecting, honestly, but given how well he performed as the champion, I feel like it's fitting. But what did you say? We saw Mac's reaction, but what was going on in voice comms?
I mean, at the moment they banned Laure, we watched G2 and we just started laughing. I mean, it's just Armut, like, nothing you can do.
Do you feel like you win the mental warfare when something like this happens?
We think we won the mental warfare when we banned Braum. Once we had the Braum ban, we already won the mental warfare. Even we started 0-1, we knew.
Yeah, just to give them hope, I feel, in this series. Something also interesting that I found is that you played your first Jhin Sao during this series. We didn't see you at all on the champion during regular season. Why today?
We believe it's a really strong pick, and it fit the drafts we wanted to go for. So I just played it. And yeah, I mean, it's not one of my, let's say, best champions. And I think my performance today on some games was not optimal. I think I was where I had to be, but I didn't really make a difference. So that for me is like not good, at least from my point of view. So I think I had some shaky games, but my team was there for me, so it felt good. Yeah,
teamwork in the end, and that's what you guys made you guys better. Now, focusing on the future, you qualified for the World Championship. And thinking about your story, you arrived in the LEC this year, won the Rookie of the Split, won Spring Split, went to MSI, had a neck-and-neck game against someone, Kia. Now you're going to go to the first World Championship for you, Elyoya. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels weird because we didn't lose yet any BO5 in LEC. So I think when we lose, it's going to hit me pretty hard. I think I'm going to get a bit sad. Maybe we don't lose this split, maybe it's the next one. So, I mean, at the moment it feels good because we keep winning. I think I will tell you once I lose, like, how it really felt.
We'll see about that and how...
if it happens.
If it happens,
hopefully it doesn't.
Hopefully it doesn't. And we're going to have a rematch of the finals, of the spring finals next week, as you'll face off against Rogue. We saw how they had difficulties playing against Misfits yesterday. What do you think about this upcoming matchup when you compare it to the ones you had in spring against them already?
I think playing against Rogue, it's always pretty hard, especially for me. I think Inspired is really good jungler, if not like the best right now. So it's pretty challenging for us to play against them. And I think it's a really good matchup, and we can expect some more Mad Lions games.
It's going to be amazing. Now, last question about the last part of the brackets, because now G2 is going to play the lower brackets. We have Fnatic waiting for them, maybe Vitality, maybe Misfits. How do you expect this part of the bracket is going to go? Because everything's been so crazy so far.
I think Misfits is gonna make it. My bet is that Misfits is gonna make it, and I hope they can. Yeah, I hope they can make it. And yeah, I think they are gonna be the team. but you can expect some blood fights, like some bloodbaths for real. I think it's gonna be real fun.
It's going to be very interesting indeed. But for now, Elyoya, congrats on winning against G2 today. Thank you so much for the interview and good luck on the rest of playoff.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And now we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back in a couple minutes with the post-game lobby with Shox, Dylan Falco, and Kaiser. See you soon.